What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Returnal and how Sony seemingly sees this game. Now, I have some thoughts on it that I want to kind of make known throughout the video, but what I'm talking about is basically if you go on PlayStation's page and they have listed, right, all of these symbols, I guess all the logos of the studios they own, okay? And underneath each of them says something unique to them, okay? And under Housemarque says the studio behind mega hit Returnal. Okay, so this has been making its way around the internet, and sometimes I'm kind of confused as to why these kind of things, because they're not the biggest stories in the world, but why do these kind of make their way around the internet? Well, I think it's because Returnal, we didn't really know how it was going to go. So I guess to recap very, very quickly, my thoughts on it, I really, really liked it. I haven't beaten it. Honestly, I haven't played it since a week or two after the game came out. I was playing all of the other games. I played Resident Evil, Mass Effect. I've been just doing so many other games and been so busy, I haven't gone back into it. It is extremely hard, but I do love it quite a bit. And I think it is, there's very few PS5 only games out there. It's a must own in that kind of sense. Also, if you like games that are challenging like this game, then I think you would, you would do really well. It's the best of Housemarque. I really do believe it. It's the best that Resogun was. It's the best that Nex Machina was. It's the best that even like a Dead Nation kind of thing was. It really is. So that's how I feel about it. So I am coming at it from a place of love. I do love this game, and I do love Housemarque. I've always really, really loved. They've made some mistakes. They've made some not great games, but they've also made some of my favorite games ever. So I have to, give it up for them. So when Returnal came out, full price game, $70. The new what the new version of a full price game is, right? Being a $70 game, which there are very few other games that are on the market that are $70, and this game is one of them. And that was perceived as quite, I think, a risk. That's probably the best phrase or word you can use for it. It was a risk to do something like that, and the question is, did it pay off? Well, what's interesting, and again, I think why this has been making news stories, and every time Sony talks about Housemarque, or every time Sony talks about Returnal specifically, they talk it up quite a bit. Now, is it for show or is it real? I will make the bold claim. This entire week, I've made a lot of bold, hot take kind of claims. I like it, and I hope you guys like it too. I'm going to make the bold claim that it's a mix. I think the game did well, but I don't think the game has done as well as they're making it out to be. I really don't. I gotta be honest with you. The only way I can kind of come at it is, well, why haven't they said sales figures yet if it's such a mega hit? So again, some things I want to point out, okay? They call this game, again, the studio behind mega hit Returnal. Now, I look at that as, when you say mega hit, I look at it as a mix of sales and reception. The game did well critically. The game did well with people that reviewed it, like people like us, right? And it also did well in terms of sales. I don't think you can call a game a mega hit if it got a 92 on Metacritic, but it sold 500,000 units. I don't think I would consider that at all a mega hit because the game barely sold anything. You know what I mean? Well, I guess in the grand scheme of things, for a AAA game, for a Sony exclusive game, 500, that like 500,000 is actually pathetic. It would be very, very low, okay? Another thing is to look at what they have for everybody else. So I'm going to just read through some of them. One of them I'll go to is Sucker Punch. So they say the imaginative developer behind the award-winning Ghost of Tsushima. Now, again, are they going to say the 5 million plus unit selling Ghost of Tsushima? No, it sounds kind of clunky that way, but Ghost did extraordinarily well, okay? In fact, then you look at Naughty Dog, the studio behind the best-selling and award-winning Uncharted and The Last of Us franchises. What's interesting is they literally make it known to say not only is it award-winning, right, received well, Uncharted and Last of Us, but it also is a best-selling, meaning, a high seller. So what does mega hit even mean? Okay, that's actually a discussion that I really don't know. Even you look at the team behind the PS5 exclusive Astro's Playroom, creating games, and this is Ben's studio, creating games for over 25 years at the base of Oregon's beautiful Cascade Mountains. They really have no nothing to say for Bend's studio whatsoever. There's not a single, they're just kind of describing the workplace environment for Bend. It's like you're not going to mention Days Gone. Like, that has a really big, at least reception from people who actually played it. Not the critics, but the people who played it. People love it. Not everybody, but, you know, it's had like a renaissance online. So it's actually interesting when you read what they chose to put as the very brief kind of synopsis of each of the studios. None of them, well, it's like some of them make sense, some of them are kind of weird choices. And so after reading Ben's, which is just describing the environment, and then reading, Naughty Dog, which kind of makes a distinction. Now, is any of this really all that important? No, not really. I thought this would be an interesting, different kind of topic that kind of just popped up on Friday. It's like, yeah, I'll make a video on that. I like Returnal quite a bit. I love talking about Returnal. Any chance I get to talk about the game, I'm going to. It's just a little odd where it's like, I don't want to float the conspiracy of, like, is Sony almost fabricating things to make it sound better than it is, because I think in reality, the truth of it, okay, I think is a couple things. It did do well from like a review standpoint from critics. It did do well from a consumer review standpoint, okay? People overall love this game. They really do. It's not for everybody, so you're only appealing to a certain area, but that's fine. But you had those two things. In terms of sales, though, look, the PlayStation 5 is at what, 9 million units, okay? It was at a little bit less when Returnal came out. You could say maybe it sold a little bit better over time as well. I really would struggle to think the game has even sold 2 million units. And I can't find, by the way, anywhere that says how many units, Returnal. Normally, you can even sometimes look at, like, trophy listings. That's not a good place to look for a Returnal because it makes it seem like there's only, like, a couple tens of thousands of people that bought the game. So I don't really know, maybe I'm missing something, but I would wager a guess that the game has only sold probably 1 million or so. I would honestly put it around maybe somewhere in like the 700,000 to like 1.3 million. That's just a random guess from me, but I really don't think it's even hit 2 million because, I don't know, I feel like you would have said it. If the game has sold, say, 3 million units, 3 million out of 8 million people who have a PS5 is extraordinarily good. That's insanely good. You would say that. And hopefully we hear that for like Ratchet and Clank, because we also haven't really heard anything about Ratchet and Clank either. So I don't know if that's doing well or if it's not doing as well as they thought, or maybe they just don't want to say, sales figures anymore. But I would, again, I don't want to float the conspiracy out there, but I do have a feeling that Sony's kind of making the game out to be a bigger hit than it really was. That's just my opinion. And again, that comes from somebody who loves this game. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Do you think Sony's kind of making stuff up on the fly? How much do you think the game is sold? All that stuff, let me know. As always, make sure if you haven't already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, leave a like on the video. All of my social media stuff is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. My Twitter, my second channel, if you guys want to follow us there. We have a Patreon and YouTube membership, okay? We have 2 different tiers. You get exclusive benefits for both of them, okay, if you want to support us there. Patreon's in the description, and the join button is next to the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.